Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, May 7th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I'm joined by the one and only Josh Crash Davis. How are you on this wonderful Saturday morning, Mr. Crash?
Doing well. Looking forward to the day. Got a lot of baseball, and we got the NBA playoffs today, and the Bucks are playing. So hopefully we can bounce back in a big way.
It is. It's going to be a fun day. This is, of course, the Major League Baseball podcast. There were 18 games scheduled today, including a doubleheader of the Cubs and Dodgers. We've lost one game so far. The Texas-New York game's been rained out. I'm expecting, and it's not official, but I'm expecting Baltimore and Philly to very possibly rain out as well. So we may be down to 15, but we will keep you posted in our Discord throughout the day regarding the weather. So if you want more info, more insight, jump along with us. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up for as little as a 3-day pass for $10. We would love to have you. All right, Crash, let's get after this slate. As we normally do, we're going to hit pitchers, prize pick selections, BVP stacks, and HR calls. Give you a good foundation to build those lineups. And then again, we'll be providing more lineups and cores in Discord for our members.
Okay.
All right, let's start out, man. What do you got pitching wise? I was fired up. My cheap pitcher kicked some butt.
He was awesome.
I went out on a limb. I even used him as my only FanDuel pitcher. So I was fired up.
Yeah, he was awesome. Josh Winder. Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
So for tonight, we've got a 7-game slate. Starts at 7:05 Eastern. Looks like Kansas City and Baltimore is the main game that's probably going to be postponed. Has a very high chance. The radar I saw and everything are being postponed. So that's the main game. I don't think we'll have to worry about any of the other games. So with that being said, my top pitcher is actually going to be, it's probably going to surprise some people. It's going to be Max Fried. 9,700 on FanDuel, 8,900 on DK. His last 3 starts against Milwaukee, he hasn't allowed a single run. And his last start against them in the playoffs last October, he pitched 6 shutout innings and had 9 strikeouts. So I'm not expecting that strong of a game from him tonight because the Brewers' offense has been hot lately. But I do think that he'll keep the offense down for the Brewers, and he will get several strikeouts as well. So Max Fried for his price, 9,700 on FanDuel, 8,900 on DK, quite a bit cheaper than Corbin Burns, who is my other top pitcher. So I would prefer Fried in this matchup.
Yeah, I like Fried a lot, but believe it or not, man, I'm going with your guy, Corbin Burns. I thought for sure I would replicate your pick here, but that's cool. Burns is tough, man. I think he's going to mow down like 9-10 guys. And I like the spot.
Yeah, no, he is tough. There are quite a few guys that have had some success against him in this Braves lineup, though, specifically Dansby Swanson. But Jock Peterson is another guy, and Freddie Freeman is another guy, and they're both not there anymore. So that helps a little bit for sure. I just think the Brewers, as hot as they've been lately, are due for a letdown game. And I feel like this is going to be the game where their offense struggles a little bit, and Burns maybe not, struggles, but he might not get as many strikeouts as he's been getting lately. I just have a feeling about this game. So.
I mean, I like both sides here pitching wise. You know me, I'm a Max Fried guy from back in the playoffs last year. So this just smells like a 2-1 game. I do think both teams struggle offensively. And, sometimes the obvious is too obvious. And I mean, we got 2 super quality pitchers here.
Right.
And I think they both show up, and I'm leaning on the side of, rather than Fried like normal, I'm going to go on the other side with Burns, and you vice versa. So we're sort of switch roles in this one.
Well, I'll probably end up having both of them too, but it's just like my cash option or whatever you want to call it would be more towards Max Fried. I just think it's a safer play, quote unquote. So
yeah, and in the earlier game, I love Kevin Gossman. By the way, if you're playing the earlier slate, that dude is on some kind of an insane roll. I
Yeah,
mean,
he went from being they used to call him Kevin Gas Can, because they just get blown up, get smoked, whatever. But man, he's really turned it around. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
oh, it's unbelievable. He was maybe the worst pitcher in baseball like 3 years ago for Baltimore. Couldn't get anybody out. And
Yeah,
now he's one of the I'm telling you, look at his stats. He's one of the top 5 pitchers in baseball, hands down,
yeah.
in my opinion.
And when Corbin Burns first came in the league, he was struggling quite a bit too. He was giving up a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
But in the last 2 years, he's just really put it all together. So
those pitching coaches, man, they know how to tweak those guys and get them right, and it makes a huge difference.
definitely.
How about value? I don't have the value gem I did yesterday.
Yeah, there's no Josh Winder on today's slate. I like Drew Rasmussen a little bit. He's 8,200 on FanDuel, 8,700 on DK. Pitched against Seattle last Wednesday. He had 6 shutout innings with 9 strikeouts for 55 fantasy points.
Yeah.
But he's allowed 2 runs or less in 4 of his 5 starts this year. So he has been solid. At that price, it's a decent price. And so I think that he'd be a decent value play. More on FanDuel than DK. I would rather just pay 200 more for free on DK. But I think on FanDuel, he'd be a good value play.
Yeah, and it's certainly price dependent. There's no doubt about it. I have a weird one. I sort of like Sean Manaea tonight. What do you think? What do you think about him against Miami? I know he's sort of hasn't been had his best stuff, but he can strike guys out. And again, even if he gives up a couple of runs, gets 7, 8 strikeouts, you can accept that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. He was actually going to be my fade pitcher, but not because I think he's going to get blown up. I just don't want to pay 9,300 on DraftKings when I can pay 8,900 on DraftKings for free, or 9,500 on FanDuel. When he's 9,700.
I'll finish my point on him, and here's my reason. It is strictly so. Mike S., if you're listening, man, this is a Mike S. play. To me, it's all about leverage here. That's all I'm doing, because I think everybody in the world is going to see the same thing. And I think he's going to be super low owned. So, because he's just too expensive.
Yeah.
And
well, is his other opponent too, Pablo Lopez. He's over like 10K. So
I know they're both expensive, but I think he'll get lost in the shuffle and get ridiculously low ownership. And if for some bizarre reason one of the studs gets, blown up, maybe something happens crazy in that Atlanta game, then, I think he'd be just so far ahead of the game with a sneaky guy. Again, not value, but it's strictly just one of those that jumps out that on a different slate, he'd be fairly well owned. But on this slate with a bundle of great pitchers and, the pricing not being right, I just, sometimes you got to go straight leverage. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I know Osimo is usually high on Manaea, so we'll see if they're able to drive that ownership up any.
I hope not.
We'll see.
So fade, is that going to be your fade guy?
I don't know. I think that, like I said, I think he'll do all right. It's just more about his value, the price for him.
Well,
he did have a game against the Dodgers where he got blown up last start at home. So
right. That's what I just think there's a lot of things pointing to him not getting owned. But you mentioned it already. My fade is Pablo Lopez. I like Pablo Lopez. Don't get me wrong, but he's brutally overpriced and he's not striking out quite as many as he did. And San Diego has a bunch of dangerous lefties. So yeah, Lopez is my fade. All right. Prize picks already?
Prize picks already. Yeah.
All right.
So I've got Max Fried over 5.5 strikeouts. As I mentioned, he had 9 strikeouts in the start against Milwaukee last October. And we saw it last night where Spencer Strider came in for Jesse Chavez. He got 8 strikeouts in only 4 innings.
Yep.
So I do like Max Fried to go over 5.5. I think 7, somewhere around 7 is what I'm projecting for him. So
Okay. I'm going to go under 3.5 strikeouts, Ross Stripling. I stacked against him last time. It did not work out as well, but he's game 2 in Cleveland. And I don't like his stuff. I think Cleveland gets to him. So I'm going under 3.5 strikeouts.
I like that call. Yeah,
Do you
he's
have
at
a hitter?
Is it like a 6:40 Eastern or some time like that? The game starts?
That game, yeah. And I believe that's the time. It's a wacky schedule today.
Yeah, I know. Well, you said we had 18 games. I'm thinking in my head, there's usually only 15 games because there's 30 teams, but yeah, we've got double headers today and whatnot. So
Double headers. Well, and some of that is reduced with some, the Yanks falling off of that, and then somebody else. So
gotcha.
yeah.
So I guess we're on BVP. So my BVP play today.
Wait! I have a hitting pick for you for prize picks.
Oh, okay.
Miles Straw under 5 fantasy score.
Okay.
So that game, let's see, what time is that game at? I just think that I don't think there's going to be a whole lot. Where did I see that?
Is that game 1 or game 2? Let's see.
It is.
Looks like it's game 1.
Yeah, so that is again an early play. Yeah, that's the early game against Bieber.
Okay.
Is that no? Bieber's pitching for him. It's Gossman he's going against. Correct? Or am I losing my mind?
I think it's against Gossman.
It's a 210 game.
Yeah, I think that's against Gossman.
Yeah, it's against Gossman. So I have 5 under there. Like I said, I don't think they're going to do too much against Mr. Gossman for the early slate. All right, go ahead. BVP, what do you got?
I'll take, and I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup because it's a lefty-lefty matchup, but he's had some good success against him. I'll take David Peralta over 5.5 fantasy score.
Okay. That's good. I like it.
Yep.
BVP, sir.
BVP, I am going with another Atlanta Braves player. I'm going with Dansby Swanson, 2,800 on FanDuel, 3,100 on DraftKings, 714 with 5 hits and 7 at-bats against Corbin Burns, including 2 home runs. So very solid numbers against Burns. And I think that, for his price especially, it's just a really good play.
Picking against Burns, man, your Milwaukee Brewers card is going to be stripped again.
Yeah, maybe he'll hit somebody in the bullpen or something. Then we'll see.
Josh Naylor is the man for me today. A weird one, but he's 3 for 3 with a homer against Stripling, like miniature sample size, but he'll probably bat 5th, right? In the middle of that order, and real quiet, low-owned bomb here from Mr. Josh Naylor.
All right, I like it.
Stack City, what do you say?
This is tough. This slate's really tough as far as stacks because all the top stacks have really tough matchups, in my opinion. I think that the Angels might be a play again, but Josiah Gray's been pretty good, so I don't think I want to go there. The guy that's been struggling a little bit, and not a lot, but more than what we saw from him last year, is Logan Webb. So yeah. I think the Cardinals are going to be a decent stack. Harrison Bader, Tommy Edman, Paul Goldschmidt, and O'Neill are the ones that have had the most success against him. I like this Juan Yepez guy that's been batting 5th behind those guys. He's only 2K. He's min price on FanDuel. He has a hit in each game, and he had 2 hits in the first 2 games. So I do like that stack for the Cardinals with Yepez as a value play. And then for a GPP stack, I like the Diamondbacks against Kyle Freeland, Dalton Varsho, Tel Marte, Carson Kelly, David Peralta, they all have good numbers against Kyle Freeland. So I'm getting the seal of approval there from, is that Chance or who is that?
No, that's Mercy,
That's
the
Mercy.
big
Okay.
boxer. I'm not sure if that's a seal of approval or she's saying that's a dog pick of the day.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
we'll
know,
see.
I think Minnesota is going to be a great stack today. I really like Minnesota. It's like 68 degrees, warm, nice in Minnesota, and
Are they on the main slate?
What's that?
Is that on the main slate?
You always ask me these tough questions. No, it's early slate.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at
no. Wait a minute. Let me see here. They keep moving everything around. Yeah, it's the 210 slate.
Okay.
So I know it's the early slate, but I still love it. I don't know where people are playing.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll give you one for my other one. You're going to be probably not agree with because I mentioned it earlier already, but I just like the San Diego lefties against Pablo Lopez today.
Okay.
I mean, they can stack up Grisham, Cronenworth, Hosmer, Beatty, Profar, all from the left side. And then, of course, the ridiculous Manny Machado right in the middle of them, righty, but still. And, so I think San Diego, I think they show up today against Lopez. And low owned too, probably.
Yeah, I would think they'd probably be real low.
Yep. And who is your HR call, Mr. Crash?
Go with Ketel Marte. He's 345 against Kyle Freeland, 10 hits and 29 at bats. So pretty good sample size there. 5 singles, 4 doubles, and a home run. So
very nice. I'm going with Eric Hosmer from San Diego. As part of my stack, I expect at least 3 homers from that group, 2 against Lopez and 1 against the bullpen. How's that for specific?
That's very specific.
So we'll try. That's what I'm shooting for today. So we'll see.
I'm going to write that down just in case.
Yeah, but a couple things. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, which is Prizepicks. If you go to prizepicks.com, put in the promo code Coach Talk, they will match you 100% on your first deposit, dollar for dollar, all the way up to $100. So you want to take advantage of that. And again, if you want to join us, it's dfscoachtalk.com. We have all kinds of additional insight. We'll arrange these slates and figure out all these games, what's going on today with early, all day slates, night slates. You've got all kinds of options here in baseball. Again, we lose the Yankees game already. Baltimore and Philly still in question there. Some double headers involved. So the best bet is just, either follow us in Discord as a member, or if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're all at DFS Coach Talk. I'm at Joe Sarvati, and Crash is at JP Davis 1982. And that is it. If you wouldn't mind here on the way out, take a second, hit that thumbs up. That means a lot to us. Really helps us move up the algorithm on YouTube. And subscribe if you haven't, and hit the little alarm in the corner so you know when any of our podcasts post. So that is it, my friend. Just a nice little compact group. Hopefully it applies to everybody, whatever slates you're playing today. And you're able to make some big money, because that's what we're planning. And then don't forget, later today, it's the big debut of The Dome from Crash coming up on the NBA podcast in about an hour. So get your sunglasses out, hide the kids, turn the lights down, and we'll be back certainly for some basketball. You'd never side bet the coach, man. I can speak in third person on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good stuff today, man. I hope that Burns really gets it done, because I know you'll be silently rooting for my guy as well. So
yeah, for sure.
How about 0-0 1-0, an unearned run, and then we're both happy.
That'll work for me.
All right.
That'll work.
Thanks very much, Crash. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll certainly be back tomorrow like we are every day, 7 days a week, for the MLB and NBA in front of the paywall. So appreciate any comments, thumbs up, all greatly appreciated. So we will see you again tomorrow. for the big Mother's Day edition of Coach Talk. So enjoy the games today. Enjoy all the activities. We have golf going. And if you're a horse fan, the Kentucky Derby is today too. So there's a surprise one for you. So enjoy all of those. I'll be posting a Kentucky Derby pick, actually a top 3 pick in our Discord for anybody that's interested. So
nice.
Have a great day again, and we'll see you tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB, DFS, and Prize Picks.